You know, it's funny that women come online telling on themselves. They literally have no clue what insults men and what makes men feel like suckers, right? Like you coming online telling about your sexcapades throughout your 20s and then saying, oh, now I want to marry you. Yeah, that's not a praise.
In your 20s. Go hook up with that person you shouldn't be hooking up with. Dating in your 20s is messy. Now is the time to give into the urges and desires so that later on you're not resenting yourself or somebody else for it. You need to stop feeling bad for it. Who cares? We're all gonna laugh about it.
It's so terrible. I think it's painful enough for husbands who've given their commitment, their resources, their protection, their reputation, all this stuff that he gives to her so that he can be in a relationship with her. I think it's tough enough for that guy to know that she's had a sexual past before him, especially
Not alone her blasting it on the internet for everybody to know. Like, that's the other thing about the internet nowadays and just women in general. They just love blasting every little detail of their life. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be like, oh yeah, I sharted at like Chipotle because I ate the spicy guac or something. And they'll talk about that story. And it's just like, we could have done without that one.
especially because those men in the past didn't have to commit to her or give up nearly as much. You know, he's had to marry her and commit to a life with her, whereas this other guy got to sleep with her and there was just a drunken one night stand. He had to give up nothing. To have the same access to like sexuality and intimacy, I think that's always going to sting for men. You're never going to love the fact that your partner had a sexual past. But most men,
of course, and it's funny because men's psyche is weird, right? Because we want to drill through a lot of women, but then we don't want the woman itself to be drilled through. So it's a very hard balance, but it's like women were the ones, the gatekeepers of this. You were not supposed to get ran through, and then that's how we knew you were the good ones. And the ones that just got ran through, well, we know we relegated them to that side of town.
and they just push past it. You know, they try not to think about it. It can drive you crazy and cause resentment and jealousy for men that aren't even around anymore, just from that idea, like, what, I had to pay such a high price to be with you, but all these other guys got a discounted rate. I've done private consultations with men who just were driving themselves crazy with this kind of thinking. So yeah, men just try not to think about it. It's like, okay, you may have existed, there may have been other men, I don't want to think about it. Your life started when you met me. We all just agree that this this is the fantasy that we
This is the Lulu that men try to give themselves. It's just like, I was the only one.
living under. It's just better for everybody. But if we want to talk about salt in the wound, it's this kind of attitude from this woman. And it's becoming more and more common. And
Yes.
it's really just horrifying because there's this trend of women presenting their sexual history to their current.
But it's a good thing, Alex. It's a good thing. I think it's great because they're not hiding it. They're not going to lie to us. They already told us they got ran through, and there's video footage of it. So it's just easier.
Current partners, as though they've done their current boyfriend or husband some kind of great favor. You know, if you're ever hearing women say things like, all those other men, they led me to you. I had to kiss all these frogs.
It's just so weird. It's like, it's just a string of penises, and then I finally found your penis.
Before I found my prince. Having sex with all those men in my past, that meant nothing. Okay, that was just instinct. That was just passion and carnal desire. There was no emotion behind it. I didn't love them. Those men.
The more he says, it's like the more the guy is just like, so I'm a piece of shit.
And they just fucked me. That's it. But you get to make love to me. Doesn't that make you feel special, darling? With all those other men. God. With all those other men, I wouldn't be able to appreciate what the two of us have. I did it for you. Don't you see? I had to have sex with all those guys. I had to
Just
be
for
promiscuous in
you.
the past because without that, I wouldn't be able to appreciate what it is that we have between us. I did it for you so that I wouldn't resent you in the future. I mean, what are you meant to say?
It's like, oh, thank you for going through all that for me. Thank you.
The man in that situation, hearing all of that, you're like, thank you. I'm so grateful that you fucked all those other dudes.
It's like-
Lucky me. I tell you, every woman with a promiscuous past, she enters marriage telling her husband that she's been on a journey of self-growth and discovery, and that all that promiscuity, all that sleeping around in the past, that was necessary for her journey. Was it really, or is that just a nice sounding story? Because maybe the truth is more like what this woman says. It's your 20s. Go fuck that guy that you know that you shouldn't. You're young. You can get away with it. You can laugh about it later. Go do it. I know that this is pretty like dark. I don't know. It's a tough topic. Men don't like talking about sexual jealousy, but just not wanting to bullshit you guys, I just have to be honest that I really don't think the narrative that men are getting spun out there about like how grateful they should be for her sexual history, I don't think there's any truth to it. I don't think
there is any credence to the fucking statement.
Believes it. I think it's just a story that she's telling you to try and make it a little bit more palatable.
I love hooking up with married men. I love it so much because then I could just blackmail them. I look them all into it at first and it's a mutual relationship. After we bone, I tell him I'm going to tell his wife everything unless he pays me $500 a week. And that is how
Do you realize that is literally extortion? You can go to jail for shit like this. I don't get why women do not understand this at all. Like, yes, maybe the man isn't gonna do it because he's scared of losing his wife, but you can definitely go to jail.
I require a sugar daddy. Play smarter, not harder. Follow for daily advice.
Isn't it fascinating what women think that it's okay to confess to just because they're smiling and speaking in a bubbly voice and wearing pink? It's okay that I confess to this crime because
I ruin other women's relationships to blackmail their husbands.
Saying it in such a cutesy way.
By the way, my biggest ick in the world is a man saying it's attractive that I'm such a hard worker. I've had 2 to 3 jobs for the past 3 years. And a man telling me how much he loves that I'm a hard worker when he finds out I have 2 jobs, nothing could ick me more. Because why are we...
But I thought you were strong and independent, don't need no man. Hustling out there. Boss babe in it.
Excited about this? Why are we encouraging this? Why are you not immediately wanting to make my life better and easier and more peaceful? I'm confused.
This is such a classic case of women not understanding that men are different, because women like to speak in code words. They don't like to speak plainly. She's projecting that experience onto the man. What I mean is, if a woman says to a man, I love how much of a hard worker you are, she's not just expressing admiration neutrally. No, there's an agenda at play. That's code for, I am looking forward to being the beneficiary of that hard work. That's why I am encouraging you. I like the fact that you work hard because I can envisage a future where you're working hard for me. But then she imagines that that's what he must be saying and what he's implying when he gives you that same compliment. But that's not how men are. Men are a lot more straightforward. They say what they mean. So if he says, I admire you for how hard you work, he means he
likes that you're a hard worker.
Admires you for how hard you work. He's complimenting your capacity. That's it. And guess what?
Literally.
Even if you quit your 2 jobs and you become a wife and mother, he is still going to admire that capacity, because being a mother can be tough sometimes. And if you get together with this guy and he says it's fine for you to quit your job so you can stay home with the children, he's still going to be grateful that you're a hard worker and that you have that capacity, because it's going to help him rest easy knowing that you're going to be there for the children, that you're willing to put in that hard work. A woman having a good work ethic is very attractive. It means that men can rely upon you in an emergency. They can count on you to do the feminine half of the household duties. That's reassuring to him. But him saying that he admires your hard work, that doesn't mean I want you to keep working 2 jobs.
Because I'm looking for all the benefits of it. Like, damn, that's how women think? Damn, like I've never thought in that thought pattern ever.
Jobs so you can provide for me. No, that's how you would use that compliment. That's not what he means. Stop the projecting. You know, this is another case. A woman's complaint is her confession, right? But from her perspective, the man just seems totally clueless because he didn't realize the response that she was looking for, because when she's complaining about her jobs, there's an agenda. What she wants to do is trigger his compassion,
to replace her jobs,
his protector
with his
provider
money.
instinct. Like, oh, you're working 2 jobs. That must be so tough. Here, let me step in. Let me save you from that. Let me take care of you. That's what she's wanting. And so when he's like, wow, 2 jobs, I really admire that. You're awesome. You have a really great work ethic. You're so capable. She's like looking at him like he's an alien, like the most clueless, moronic person in the world. Like, what? You're complimenting me? You've never met a woman. You have no idea what I'm actually wanting here. But don't blame him. Blame feminism. We were all told that women wanted to be independent and that they liked being financially in control of their own lives. Don't blame us for listening.
What's actually embarrassing is not having a boyfriend like Vogue said, but it's the number of men that are out here performing the loudest version of toxic masculinity imaginable. Men who can't regulate a single emotion, they need constant attention and validation just to feel alive, and they want to be chased and worshipped and receive that princess treatment.
Again, it's just pure projection.
All while avoiding accountability. But they'll swear to you that they're...
Wait, sorry. So we've got, they avoid accountability. They need constant attention and validation. They can't regulate their emotions. They want the princess treatment. And did you say that these are examples of toxic masculinity? Fellas, when I say that a woman's complaint is her confession, this is what I'm talking about. This is the cleanest example of projection that I've seen this week.
masculine because they're dominant and their biceps are bigger than their emotional capacity. Women are then shamed for being too masculine. Babe, someone has to wear the damn pants. Anyway, that's what's embarrassing, and honestly, I find it really sad.
Wait, she complains about men being dominant, but then in the same sentence says that someone has to wear the pants. So do you have a problem with dominance or not? And if masculine dominance is necessary in a relationship, why do women think that they're going to be able to fulfill that? Like, let's say she wants to wear the pants. That's actually a good way of putting it. Clothing, because that's how women treat this. Like, it's like a costume they can just slip on. But that's not how masculinity works. You don't just create it out of thin air. Masculinity responds to respect and responsibility. At its most primal biological level, masculinity is in response to femininity. So if you want masculinity in your man, you have to activate it using your femininity. I think that's what women like this, they don't understand. They are fundamentally facing the wrong direction because they just understand male psychology so poorly. They really have no conception of how it works. You acting like a man, you becoming masculine, that's not going to bring out his masculine, feeling like you're competing with him. Any women listening.
Yeah, it's just like they think that they can be more masculine to try to raise his masculinity to overpower her masculinity. It doesn't work that way.
If you want to create masculinity in a man, like in your boyfriend or husband, then you need to embody the exact opposite of that, the complementary feminine. These women today, they've got no sense of irony because like she'll say, men out here, they're performing the loudest version of toxic masculinity while she herself is like loudly ranting. If you really want men back, like you want men to be manly again, be feminine. Your softness will toughen him up. It's so obvious and simple to me. It feels condescending to even have to explain it to somebody. But yet we've got an entire generation of women who just don't seem to get it.
Women are cooked. This is why we say it all the time. They literally have no clue or are never going to figure it out because they don't want to figure it out. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.